Are you ready for the official UPGD TriAxis level tier list? Months in the making, we've been reviewing every single TriAxis level, and here they are from beginning to end. Before we get into the ranking, I just wanted to mention that in this video, I'm only going to be ranking levels that are actually on her page. Collabs that are on other people's accounts, I did not include. I'll shrink myself a little bit and get straight into this. We have her first level, Dark Side. Interesting auto, especially for the time, and it's just a great overall first level. Obviously, it doesn't compare to a lot of her newer stuff, though. That's going in C. Wasteland. So the copy and paste along with the unbalanced gameplay really kill this level for me, despite having some interesting parts. I'm also going to put this in C, but this is going to be a pretty high C. Laser Generation, creative but mediocre execution. Grew off me over the course of the series, so I'm actually going to put this one as our first D. TriAxis Holiday, again, a repetitive level, but I think that's okay for the fact that it's a pretty long level. Out of Time, just a standard, well-made 1.9 level. The wave and clock parts are the best. I'm gonna put this here. Hardwired, another well-made 1.9 level. Lots of interesting structures and fun gameplay, but the sunset does get a bit overbearing. I'm gonna put this as the highest C for now. Also, if you want to do this tier list yourself, it'll be the first link in the description. I made this, by the way. I made all the text and all the screenshots. That was all me. Delta Storm. I feel like there's not really anything that stands out about this level, despite the gameplay being pretty good. I'll put it as a high D. Aqueous Inferno. Love the color scheme and the art is pretty memorable. There's just way too much copy and paste throughout, but it would kill me to put this in D, so I'm gonna put this as like the lowest C. Next we have Blue Bit, TriAxis' first rated level. Gameplay is good and it lacks some of the repetition in her previous levels, which is also good. It's a bit of a snoozer though, because the whole level is just one shade of blue. This will be my new lowest C. Alternatives, or the alternative Z, I'm not really sure what it is. Good design, but you need to hop into practice mode to figure out that ending, and you shouldn't have to do that for a 6-star. Put it between the last two. Next we have Simplicity, just a generic funny game styled level with not much to it. It does have some decent design, but I'm gonna have to put this in D. Actually, I'll put this as the lowest D for now. Next we have Dewdrops. This level has really interesting gameplay, really good design, and it has a cool color combo of this dark blue and green. Her best 1.9 level, in my opinion. This is going in A. Next we have Far Above. This is a sad case because it starts off really cool, but slowly becomes this void of nothing. Put this under Delta Storm. Laser Generation 2. It builds off the original concept a little bit, but is still overall really underwhelming. I had high expectations for this level and it just didn't meet them. I guess I'll put it like low C. Burnt Up. So the transitions suck and the gameplay is just alright, but I really like the block design, especially in the first few parts, and I also like the concept, so I'll put it here. Next we have Uninstall, which was a new style for TriAxis and was probably the inspiration for her Bite series. Some parts are a little lazy, but it's overall pretty cool. I'm gonna give it a B. Okay, so I'm definitely overrating this one, but I really like the design and a lot of the gameplay here. I hate the fakes around halfway through, like, you need to practice this level, which sucks for a 6-star. But the concepts are just too good not to recognize. This is gonna be like the lowest B. Phased. Love the last part and the cube at the end, but it's just not consistently amazing all the way through. Put this above Uninstall. Now we have Gigabyte. Highly influential, great concepts, great design. Put this under Dewdrops in A. Next we have Still Alive. So I never really played Portal, so if I had, I may have appreciated this level more, but I think it's kind of empty, and the only real interesting part other than the people and the funny little gag there is the alternate path on the top. I'm gonna give this the highest D tier. Ooh, next we have Stalker. Peak Sunset. Ferris wheel goes crazy. I'm gonna put it here in A. Next we have Terabyte. Sight readability is out the window. It definitely builds on the Gigabyte style, but in the process loses all the charm and originality that the original had. Here in C. Next we have Abandoned Galaxy. So it's consistently good throughout and really fun, but it's just not super original, so I'll put it as like the lowest B. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to do some tweaking at the end of this. The Mechanism. Super fun, precision-based demon. Only critique is that the decoration is kinda lame other than the first part, but it's still super fun. I'll give it the lowest A tier. Venom. So the memory parts are a bit awkward, and the asymmetrical duel is also weird. Other than that, it's pretty fun, and the decoration's also fine, but I'll put it here. Shadow Jewel. I feel like there's nothing really special about this level other than the first part and the transition into the second part. I'll put it below Blue Bit. Kilobyte. The gameplay is a little awkward, but I do like the visuals. I think they're a good step up from the last Byte level. here. Asleep. I really love the perspective changing blocks and the rainbow design. I'll put it next to its rainbow cousin, Abandoned Galaxy, in the B tier. Grind District. I really want to put this in D due to the sight readability issues, and the annoying gameplay, but I'm not gonna lie, it is visually impressive in a lot of the parts, and it is memorable. I'll put it above Laser Generation 2. Theory of Sunset. It's just a lazy attempt to get creator points. This is terrible. Retroman Adventures, same as the last one, but even worse. Yeah, we're in a run of really not good TriAxis levels. Believe. The only interesting part of this level is the wave at the end, and it's not even that interesting. I'll put it here. Recreation. I don't think TriAxis was going for anything crazy here, but it's still fine, pretty cool. I'll put it here. My Heart. You know, something I wanted to say about this level is that in the creator completion video, I say something like, I hope NCS works with RobTop to get their music in GD, and guess what happened? The announcement actually happened a few days before my video was released, but I'd already uploaded it, edited it, and all that, and scheduled it, so I didn't want to, like, go back into the editor and re-export it and all that. So yeah, fun little fact, but for the level itself, it's pretty cool. Great song choice and sync along with interesting designs. The wave is the best part. I'll put it here. TikTok. Classic collaboration between legendary creators. I think I overrated it a little bit in my original video though. The sight readability definitely brings it down. I'll put it at the highest B. NRG, her first 2.0 level, it's just meh. It feels like an early 2.0 level, especially the last ball, which sucks so bad. The last cube is cool, I guess. I'll put it as the lowest C. I feel like my rating for Laser Generation 3 is about to be unfair because I would look at this a lot differently if it were an 8 to 9 star, but it's not. It's a 6 star. I just didn't have that much fun with it, and it felt really unrewarding to beat. I'll put it as the highest D. And that sucks because I really felt this could have been like low B if more attention was put on it. But the fact that I put this in D is kind of funny because literally the next level we have one of the greatest levels ever that's going straight in S tier. It is a beautifully crafted level. This level is borderline perfect down to the minute details. Some points of criticism would that be it ends on a kind of anticlimactic note, and the quality is a bit inconsistent with some parts being way better than others. I'm assuming the first UFO and the Tetris licking parts were both parts that Funny Game made, and like the ship is something that TriAxis made just based on knowing both of their styles, and I think Funny Game's parts are way better. But yeah, overall a beautiful level and a 2.0 staple. Anima. So the intro is long, which would have been fine if it wasn't confusing and didn't take me 30 minutes to beat, which shouldn't happen for any 3-star level. Visually though, it's very nice and the last wave is fantastic, so I'll give it a low. I'll put it here. So this one just feels like an idea dump that was made in a day or two. Despite there being like some interesting stuff, none of it really works together. I'll put it here. Okay, so now By the Fireplace. I have a lot of nostalgia for this level. It's super cute and I love that it's interactive, which I feel a lot of autos were not at the time. It's simple, but I really like it. I want to put this in A. I'll actually put it mid-A. So the transitions and bugs are the worst of any TriAxis level, period. And it sucks because I do like Rediverge quite a bit. The orb span gameplay is kind of off-putting, but I'm still gonna give it a B. In my opinion, just don't play it, just watch it. I'll put it here. Actually, I'll put it here. Next, we have Exabyte, the worst gameplay of any TriAxis level. The song also sucks, which won't affect its placement. I just wanted to put that out there. Terrible coin placement. Dare I say this is the worst TriAxis level, especially due to the fact that this was like so late in her career. Is this worse than Theory of Sunset and Retroman Adventures? You know, out of principle, I'll put it above those two. Okay, now we have Wisteria, a masterpiece, nothing less. Legendary horror level with so much detail. This was genuinely scary to me as a child, and even though I'm a big boy now, I could still look back on it and appreciate its genius. Question for all my pianists out there. In the piano part, is it actually like accurate playing? Because if it is, it'll just further solidify its place in the S tier. Next we have Entropy. The auto parts are annoying, but it's still really well made. What can I say? I'm a sucker for rainbow design here. Next we have Eclipse. Not a fun level to play, but the design is pretty good. Yeah, that's really the only thing saving it from the D tier. Invisible portals are stupid. I'll put it here. Actually, I'm putting this at the lowest C. Echolocation. So the gameplay in the first half is great, and so is the decoration. The drop is so cool, but I can't put this in S because of the transition into the last ship. It's annoying, so I'm just gonna put this as the highest A. But this is as close to the S tier as humanly imaginable. Next we have Nanobite, the final bite level, and I think it was a pretty good way to end off the series. So my biggest gripe with the level is that it really falls off in the second half, and the end is way harder than an 8-star. I feel like it was really critical of this level because of the ending, but I truly believe that the first half is an S tier level, so because of that, I'll put it like mid A. Okay, next we have X. So fun, great design, very original. TriAxis at her absolute peak. This may be my number 1. I'll think about it. Kiru Rakiru, this level is just whatever. Like, there's no glaring issues, but there's just not much that stands out about it. I'll put this here. Okay, dear nostalgists, this might be controversial, but I don't care. I love this level. It's so fun and a staple in GD history. I also love the way that the song works with the level. I know there's bugs, I know it can be annoying at points, but I gotta put an S. I'm sorry. Guys, we're here. We're at the final level. Heartthrob. It's good, but it feels a little short. I love the last wave, and it puts it up in my rankings a lot. I'll put it here. All right, let me play around with this a little bit because there are some corrections I want to make. I'll be right back. Okay, I played around with this a little bit. I feel like I didn't really have to move that many spaces. Here is my final list. I feel like I don't have that many controversial takes other than Dear Nostalgists in S tier. I think Still Alive and Laser Generation 3 being in D tier may also be controversial. Eclipse being the lowest in C may also be another controversial one. But something else I definitely wanted to mention is that this top 8 here is so incredibly strong to me. Also, I really did try to order these like from best to worst. Like, I didn't just like throw them in a tier. Like, I think echolocation is a pretty big step up from entropy, and like I think like phased is a pretty big step up from rediverge, and etc, etc. You know, comparing this to the JF tier list, we're pretty C heavy here. Like, in the JF tier list, I only have 6 levels in the D tier, but we have 10 levels in the D tier here, and we have over double the amount of levels in the S tier. So yeah, I think I do enjoy JF quite a bit more than TriAxis, but as I said, I really think these top 8 levels here are some of the greatest levels ever. But in comparison to JF, I would probably put his entire top 20 in my favorite levels ever. So yeah, that's my ranking of every TriAxis level. So now I kind of just wanted to do a reflection on the season and give my overall thoughts. If you guys watched my trailer, I mentioned that doing this season was risky. Season 1 was one of the worst performing things on my channel, despite me having a lot of fun with it. So I wanted to change Season 2 up a little bit so it didn't meet the same fate, but unfortunately it did. Do I regret doing either season though? No. Over the course of Season 1, I had built up so many questions in my brain that I really felt like I needed to do an interview with JF. It was an impossible task due to how elusive he is, but my motivation and using Season 1 as a sort of resume, I somehow got in touch with him and got him to do an interview with me. I'm not gonna lie, I was horrified. He was my idol for years, and there I was having an actual conversation with him. It was genuinely one of the greatest moments of my life, and I was hoping to do it again for Season 2. I knew contacting TriAxis would be hard since she's been gone from the community for 7+ years, but I actually did it. However, not only was she not open to doing an interview, I actually found her to be kind of rude in her responses to me. I left her a really nice and respectful message, and she pretty much responded telling me to screw off. This left a bad taste in my mouth, especially since I just spent the last month reviewing her levels and dedicating a lot of my time to playing all of her creations. And I understand she may not have the best memories with the game, but at least have a level of respect to people who genuinely appreciate your contributions to the world. And I also get maybe not wanting to be remembered for being a Geometry Dash creator, but if you even go back to my JF interview, about half of it is spent talking about his music and his influences. Only for about like 15 minutes of it do I actually talk about Geometry Dash with him. As you guys know, I really love music, and I have a TikTok page dedicated to just talking about and reviewing music, and I thought it would be pretty cool to talk to TriAxis about her music since she made an album that I listened to and I thought would be kind of interesting to have a conversation about. And I'm not gonna lie, of course I wanted to talk about her Geometry Dash levels and her creations, but I didn't want the entire conversation just to be about GD. Again, I do respect your decision of declining my interview, but it would have been nice to just you know, have gotten like a nice response. But you know what they say, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and I think successfully contacting her was enough of an accomplishment. The combination of this and low views has honestly been rough on me, but I can't say it was completely unexpected. I knew what I was getting myself into and was prepared for rejection, but you never really know the headspace you're gonna be in until you're actually in it. I even considered taking a break from GD content after this season, but after seeing love on my streams and in my Discord, I decided not to. Let's talk about Season 3. I'm very passionate about analyzing the creator's work from beginning to end, but the classic creator completion format, as we all know it, isn't working. If there ever is a Season 3, the format will look a lot different. How will that look? I'm not sure yet. In the meantime, I'm gonna keep creating as I always have and keep chugging along. Creator completion was an idea I had before UppyGD was even a thing. I love the idea of 100%ing something, and I've been into 100%ing video games since I was a little kid with games like Mario 64, New Super Mario Bros, and I'm sure many other Nintendo games. Applying the same concept to GD creators was such an untapped thing, and the closest thing I saw to this was D, Jake, and Cavelia's videos where they beat every 9 circles level. This was so cool to me at the time and really drove my passion to making my channel in the first place. So yeah, this series means a lot to me, and I don't want to see it come to a fiery end. But until I find a way to modify CC into something that people actually care about, and I feel like I'm in a place where I want to do another season, it's staying in the drafts. So yeah, after 6 years of the name TriAxis being on my list of potential creator completions, it's finally over. And to the few people who did watch the series all the way through, I genuinely appreciate you. Passion projects are tough because many times you feel like people won't actually care about them. So when people do, it feels really good. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.